Hello, brothers and sisters. Once again, I would like to read from the Chongsong-gyeong online VIP. The topic is about death and the spirit world, chapter 2, pages 187 to 588. So I would like to read about live and die for the world. True Father said, I did not work hard for the sake of the Asian situation or the Korean people. Think about how to fulfill your responsibilities in the global field and be willing to die for this cause. Thinking about all these things, you must live and die for the sake of the world, standing on the global level. Then, in what position should you die? While standing on the global level and die for it while embracing your loving spouse, family, tribe, and race. The Unification Church has formed tribes and is now forming a race. How will the founder of the Unification Church die when he dies? I will die for the sake of the world while embracing its people and the Republic of Korea also. If the Korean people unite and die for the sake of the world, there will be a path for them to be able to live with the world. That is why I go forward seeking that path. In what territory will you do your work? If you need money, make it. If you need people, work hard without eating and sleeping to raise them. Never ask anyone for help. Do not rely on the church headquarters for help. You should help them instead. Work more than 3 times harder than ordinary people. That is why, if I were to live for 70 years, my life content would actually be equivalent to 210 years. Likewise, don't think of living for 100 years. Instead, think of working 3 times harder than others. If you were to live that way for 70 years, it would be worth 210 years. Think this way. If you work 10 times harder, you would live 700 years. If you work 20 times harder, you would live 1,400 years. You should work 24 hours a day throughout your entire life. Only when you live that way can you bear fruit and increase your ownership of love in the spirit world. Your fortune of love will grow, your ownership will grow, and your sphere of activities will expand. Work for the public good. What are the laws of heaven? They are to promote public righteousness. Private matters belong to Satan, and public matters belong to God. Go the way of public righteousness. Go the way of public righteousness, even if everyone opposes you on this course. If you are not disturbed by the opposition, but go the way of hardship with vitality, you will become a person of heaven who will welcome spring. If you see a greedy shopkeeper in a market, you will notice that the customers don't come to buy things from him. No one likes a greedy person. Everyone knows the method and secrets of managing one's life in terms of distinguishing between private and public matters. Therefore, if you are unable to go to heaven, you can't use the excuse that you didn't know how to manage your life. Why? You already know the distinction between public matters and private matters without being taught. For example, let's say your mother distributes delicious rice cakes equally between you and your sister. You eat your share, but your sister keeps hers without eating it. Then you wake up at night and are about to secretly eat your sister's cake that she had set her heart on. Before you can eat it, your conscience will cry out, "You scoundrel, you devil." If you don't feel this in your conscience, you are not a human being. You should feel it. Why? Because your conscience pursues public matters. If you follow private desires, you will perish. Originally, for those who follow the laws of heaven, there is a mind that defends and protects them from destruction. What does it mean that originally existed? Because God originally had such a mind. Human beings came to have the same mind from the start. It is not a man-made law. Can you say to your conscience, "I do this because that's the way I am"? If you command your conscience, "Be like this because that's how I think," does it follow suit? We may not know where the conscience receives its order from, but we know it is from somewhere other than ourselves. When we see how such feelings do in fact control us, we can understand that they do so over public and private matters. People today struggle internally and externally at the crossroads between good and evil, and public and private. In their daily lives, in many cases, they vacillate between the two and finally fall into a self-centered private lifestyle. Yet, those who do that will perish. Therefore, they must repent for their past self-centered private lives, grit their teeth, and push themselves back into public life. People tend to waver between these two lifestyles. They are more inclined toward living privately and end up distancing themselves from the public good. This has been your life of faith until today. Ouch. Therefore, all those with a private lifestyle must repent. Do you wish to receive good fortune? Do you wish to live eternally? To do so, you must become public people. In educating your children, don't love them only as your own. Become parents who love their children as offerings for the sake of the people of the world. So until this time, and until to this topic only, brothers and sisters, and I hope you get something out of this. Thank you very much for listening once again. Have a nice day. God bless you all.